Hi, this is Linda Yaffe with Chesapeake Property Management. So our landlords usually have two biggest concerns and fears. Number one, they're afraid that the tenant is not going to pay the rent one time or ever. And number two, they're really afraid that the tenant is going to trash their property. So we have put systems into place to substantially minimize the risk of those two things happening. Number one, we have a very thorough vetting process for our tenants. We have a detailed online application. We know where they work, how long they've been there, how much money they make. We get proof of income. We know who's moving into the property, whether there's pets. We get a lot of information in our online application. We also usually speak to the tenants and get to know them and make sure they understand the differences between renting an individually owned home and an apartment. Number two, we spend a lot of time educating the tenants on their lease responsibilities and on how they need to maintain the property while they're occupying it. Our lease is very detailed. We fine-tune it practically on a weekly basis, and we go over it with the tenant in detail so that they understand their role and the responsibility. In addition, our property managers meet with the tenants prior to the start of the lease to go over how the house works, how the tenant should submit maintenance requests, and we just build that relationship and trust so that we have a positive relationship in the future. And number three, we respect the tenant. This is so important to minimizing your risk as a landlord. Often when I look at Google reviews from other property management companies, the tenants hate the property managers. And it is not in your best interest as a landlord to have a tenant in your property that is so unhappy. If we respect the tenant is going to respect the property and respect the lease terms, and you as a landlord will win. So by having a thorough vetting process, spending a lot of time educating your tenants regarding their roles and responsibilities during the lease term, and by treating them with respect, we find that it's win-win for all parties and will substantially reduce the risk of you having a tenant that does not pay rent or trashes your home.